Hi, everyone. Welcome, and thanks for joining us. Today, we'll be exploring how to request products and training that your practice needs. How many of you have had an opportunity to see an air show? I lived in Seattle for 20 years, and I was fortunate enough to have the Blue Angels come every summer. And we lived on Mercer Island, so they would fly over the lake, Lake Washington, where we lived. My husband and I would just ride our bikes down to watch these amazing shows. So currently, the Blue Angels are the pilots are the cream of the crop, and there are currently 158 pilots. They are Navy and Marine pilots. They fly 18 inches apart and up to 1,400 miles an hour. They climb up to 15,000 feet, 10 seconds per mile. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to watch. Each pilot's considered the best in the business at what they do, but to be successful with the show and perform flawlessly, they have to work as a team in order to prevent fatal errors. To do this, the event takes a lot of strategic planning and practice. Today's presentation is going to give you the strategic plan and the tools you need before requesting new instruments or technology for your practice. We're going to talk about three different aspects. We're going to be looking at strategic communication. We'll explore business case development. And then last but not least, we'll talk about templates. And I'll be sharing some templates with you that you can repurpose for requesting either instruments or technology or whatever it is for your practice. So let's start with strategic communication. Before we dive in, I want you to think about answering a few questions. And this is important because it'll come back around full circle as we're talking about what to include in your proposals. So we have the what, the why, and the how. What are you currently using? And if you don't know, that's okay. I hear that answer a lot. We have several different options. That could be another part of it. Why are you using it? Was it there when you started, or have you just learned to adapt to it? How is it working for you? And also the second part of the how is it working for your patients? And just jot these down and think about it for something that you're thinking about maybe replacing within your practice. And I think it'll help you as we work through the program. Embracing innovation is not a strategic decision. It's commitment to the success and growth of the practice and the quality of the treatment that we're providing for our patients. However, new technology is only as effective as our ability to use it, and that starts with communication. To optimize our efficiency, it's really important that we rely on instruments that perform effectively. So the goal is really for a lot of different things to happen. Number one, we want to reduce procedure time. Instruments with advanced technology can enable us to perform necessary treatments a lot more quickly. Secondary, we want to minimize tissue trauma. Minimally invasive procedures allow for precise and controlled tissue manipulation, and it also leads to a better outcome and quicker healing. And I think about two of my friends have had knee replacements within the last year. The one that had it a year ago used traditional surgery methods, and her recovery was pretty long. The second just happened 4 weeks ago, and they were able to use robotic technology because in that 1 year time span, they had adopted this new technology in the hospital. And the girl that had the robotic procedure is so much further ahead with her healing, with her reduced inflammation, and also with her range of motion. So using something that's more precise or improved technology is really going to give us an advantage in not only the healing, but also the comfort for our patients. Third, we want to enhance operator ergonomics. So ergonomic designs can contribute to the well-being of us, the clinicians. It also reduces the risk of operator injury and fatigue, and it allows us to provide higher quality care while ensuring that we aren't going to become injured or we aren't having injuries related to the job. We want to achieve optimal results. So new technology empowers us to achieve the best result possible and treatment outcomes. Just like I was telling you with my friends with their knee surgery, the advancements in technology really helped her progress much more quickly. To optimize the patient experience, it's important for us to also continually research and recommend products that will focus on the patient, particularly at home, right? Let's say we treat children or special needs patients in a general practice or a specialty practice. Many of these individuals face brushing challenges like limited dexterity, gag reflex, sensory issues, and quite often a strong resistance to assistance. So imagine if we had a new technology that could transform their at-home brushing experience and make it better. Wouldn't it be worth recommending a solution that makes daily oral care so much easier for them? I feel like it would have a trifecta of benefits, right? With the patient, we're going to see improved hygiene, reduced dental disease, better, easier appointments, less anxiety, smoother appointments, and also promote independence because they're able to take charge of something that maybe they didn't have control of before. The second benefit would be for the clinician, right? So easier, more efficient appointments, reduce stress, and we're going to get a lot more accomplished. If you have ever worked with special needs patients, you know that sometimes the appointments are, you don't get a whole lot done because it's just not a good day for that particular patient. And then last in the trifecta of benefits is the care provider. If the patient becomes more empowered and has more independence to take care of their own oral hygiene, it gives a little bit of relief to the care provider. And that's a beautiful thing too. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. Let's take a field trip. The team just came back from an annual conference. And before we attended the conference, we all collaborated on what courses we were going to take and what department was going to focus on and how we were going to divide and conquer, basically, so we could bring more information back to the practice that we learned from the conference. So the dental assistants wanted to attend some OSHA presentations and focus on new products for disinfection and visit the vendors associated with those products. The hygienists attended a new product presentation for oral hygiene, and they also learned about several new instruments and patient home care products. So now here comes the hard part. How do we bring all of that information back to the practice and make a collaborative decision on ordering or recommending or switching to a new product? It has to have a strategic process in order to bring that information back. And by the way, this is a great way for you to approach an all-team meeting. After a conference like this, that can be the information that you talk about at your all-team meeting. And each department reports back on the courses that they attended, the products that they learned about, and then you decide what the next steps are as far as implementing some of the changes. And so to facilitate that smooth transition, it's really crucial for us to prepare answers to the questions that we know our teammates are going to ask us. Excuse me. So a new toothbrush by Willo, made by Willo for children and special needs patients, caught the eyes of the dental hygiene team. And how do they approach the practice about recommending this product or implementing this new product into their practice? What questions should we be asking when we're considering the switch? And the first part of that formula is doing your homework. So you have to know the answers to these questions, especially if you're looking to introduce a new technology or product into the practice. And you know what the questions are that team are going to be asking. So first of all, do they have specials or do they have trials? How long after the show? And typically, if you learn about a product at a show, they typically are going to have a special, and they will also, for a couple weeks, keep that special going. So you have time to think about it and you can make a decision. Second question, who sells it? Is it direct? Is it retail? Or is it dealer? Right, Willo, for example, is available on Amazon and also from direct sales. How much is it? That's probably the first question. That should probably be on the top there, shouldn't it? How much is it compared to our current product, if you have something to compare it to? And what is the retail pricing? How much research or what research is supporting the product? Does it help support the effectiveness, safety, and performance, and the things that we're looking for our particular practice. And then last, why is it better than what we're currently using or recommending? And so you have to do your homework. You've got to know the answers to the questions on the product that you're currently using, as well as answering the questions for the new product that you're going to try to introduce or that you are introducing to the practice. To elevate the practice and enhance the patient experience, two fundamental aspects should guide the new product selection: quality and diversity. It's never been more important to create a positive experience for our patients and also our team members. To do that, we've got to identify and prioritize clinical needs. So first, we want to recognize quality of the instruments and products. They're the backbone of the office and the efficiency, and also liability protection. So investing in a reliable, durable instrument that meets industry standards ensures a couple things, actually. It minimizes downtime. It enables us to provide an accurate diagnosis, and it gives us optimal treatment outcomes, which we just talked about a little bit. Secondly, we want a diverse selection of products and instruments, right? Every patient and procedure have varying needs, and having a comprehensive range of products allows us to cater to these diverse needs of the patients. And so everybody needs a little bit different treatment or procedure or conversation, right? And this versatility enables personalized care. By prioritizing instrument quality and diversity, we can streamline our efficiency, we can reduce our liabilities, and deliver exceptional care. Who remembers opening a brand new box of crayons as a kid? I love to color, I love to draw, and I just thought a new box of crayons was heavenly. You had so many crayons and so many different colors. And this happened to be, when I was growing up, there happened to be a special edition box of crayons that had a sharpener on it. And I remember asking for it for Christmas because I wanted the sharpener that was included in it, and they only made it for a little bit of time. And I'm sure some of you on this call are remembering that crayon box. It was pretty special. So I'm vividly remembering a new crayon positively impacting my ability to color. The sharp tip let me stay in the lines and do really fine lines with accuracy and precision, or so I thought. My mom told me so. And this is me, by the way. I'm 3 years old. I'm sitting on my favorite spot to color and to write. And much like that pristine box of crayons that enabled us to tailor or enhance our coloring experience, a new box of crayons, or AKA new instruments and products, positively impact our practice productivity. My perspective on new products is like this. They are the rock stars of the practice. They swoop in and turn things upside down like a musical tornado. You thought you knew how to play your current instrument, but bam, they show you the whole new groove. The message here is to embrace the learning curve and welcome the new innovation and let the new instruments and technology rock your world, because you're going to progress forward. Let's look at the many ways that products can impact the practice. Number one, enhancing patient care. Dental practices are committed to providing the best possible care for patients, and by incorporating new advanced technology, they can be customized to the patient's needs. It's going to ensure that the patients receive top-notch quality care and treatment. Second, professionalism and reputation. Using recommended state-of-the-art instruments reflects very positively on the practice's professionalism and our reputation. As a dental practice, reputation plays a really big role in attracting and retaining patients and team members, and more now so than ever. So by investing in modern instruments, practices convey a sense of dedication to staying current with advancements in technology. The bonus is patients are more likely to trust a practice that demonstrates and commits to excellence and innovation. That's a win-win. Increase our efficiency. And we talked a little bit about this earlier, but time is really valuable for both the dental professional and the patient. And we have to respect that. So modern technology with innovative designs and features can streamline the treatment procedure. It leads to shorter treatment times and a more comfortable experience for both the dental professional and the patients. For those of us a little bit more senior in our careers, kind of like me, think about when digital x-rays, digital imaging technology came into play over the traditional x-rays. It was, after we learned it, a huge time saver, and the processing was so much faster, right? And so it was a game changer for us in dentistry. And I think about a lot of the new technologies that we're having introduced into our world now in dentistry. They can really change the way that we practice. Sharpen our skills. Dental professionals are always committed to a lifelong learning. You on this webinar are a perfect example of that. And we want to elevate our expertise. So investing in new technology allows a dental professional to stay up to date on the latest trends and the clinical techniques. This investment in professional development benefits both the practice and the patients that we serve, as well as keeping us up to date on all of the new and exciting tools and technologies. Improve workplace and morale and satisfaction. Demonstrating a commitment to the team's growth and development through investment in advanced technology is like, it has a waterfall effect. And it boosts the workplace morale, which in turn leads to a positive work environment, which in turn fosters teamwork and exceptional patient care. Love that. Long-term cost savings. Although new instruments may require an initial investment, they often offer long-term cost savings. And so advanced instruments are often more durable because they've learned how to make them better, right? They require less maintenance. They reduce replacement and repair expenses in the future. And that in turn is going to save the practice money long term. So even if you have an investment up front, you may be saving money as you use the product. Staying compliant with regulations. Using appropriate modern instruments ensures compliance with health and safety regulations, and that promotes a safe and compliant practice environment for your patients and your team members. That's hugely important because you hear of all kinds of things that are happening with dental practices today that because they were not in compliance. An example would be using ergonomic instruments. They can contribute to prevention of work-related injuries, but they can also be promoting safe and compliant practice environment because you're reducing the risk of having a work-related injury. You can have the competitive edge. So making a collaborative decision on introducing new dental instruments and technology to the practice is crucial for elevating patient care and improving efficiency, staying ahead of the competition, right? That's what the game is all about. We want to be better than the practice across the hall or the practice down the street. And patients are often drawn to practices that embrace the latest technology, particularly our younger generation patients. They want implementation of a lot of technology because they've grown up with it. And they look at practices that are using it as more advanced. And this can really set you apart from your competition. So overall, investing in the new technology, it demonstrated a commitment to patient care, professional growth, and the success of the practice. It's really a strategic decision that benefits everyone, both the dental team and the patients that we serve. By prioritizing quality and diversity, dental practices can deliver exceptional care and foster trust and loyalty among patients and team members, right? That's a great way to perceive that. Embracing innovation is not just a strategic decision, it's a commitment to the success and the growth of the practice. And I said that earlier, right? So the return on investment lies in the safety, effectiveness, and efficiency. So you can see we have to arm ourselves with a lot of knowledge about investing in the right tools And it's important for you to know all of this before you create your business case. Incorporating new products into the dental practice goes beyond clinical enhancements. It transforms the patient experience and it makes it more pleasant, efficient, and results driven. So it makes it easier for us and for the patient. Patients really value practices that prioritize their comfort, safety, and overall satisfaction. And the integration of modern technology is a significant step towards achieving all of these goals. Integrating new instruments into the practice has a really profound impact on the patient's experience and the procedures that they are having within our practice. So these instruments not only enhance the clinical capabilities of the dental professional, but they're also going to contribute to the patient comfort, safety, and overall satisfaction. How do new instruments transform the patient experience? We talked a lot about all of these, and I just want to reiterate, we have enhanced comfort and reduced anxiety, minimized treatment time, minimized pain and sensitivity, enhanced patient education. Many of the new instruments come with like visual aids and 3D and intraoral cameras and imaging, right? Many of those enable us to educate the patient much more easily, and they're more likely to accept treatment because they understand what it is that we're recommending for them. Informed patients that understand our explanations are more likely to actively participate in their oral care decisions and maintenance. And isn't that what we've been hoping for all along? We can also customize treatment plans, really dial them in much more so than we used to be able to. So the key is communicating the technology and the benefits to the patient. We have to introduce new instruments and put it on our website. We're using new technology that allows us to diagnose more efficiently, more effectively, and it will help us to predict disease or see disease quicker so that the treatment will be less invasive, right? All those things we need to advertise, not in those words because the patient wouldn't understand it, but we need to advertise that we're using this new technology and using these new instruments. Improved diagnostic accuracy allows to quicker, precise diagnosis. It also reduces treatment complexities and cost. And so we're transforming our experience as a clinician. We have higher precision and less invasive procedures. Positive perception of technology, right? Innovation or integration of cutting edge tools underscores the practice's commitment to technology advancements. And patients view that tech-driven practice as competent, reliable, shaping a positive perception of their dental care as well. We get improved outcomes, and we also have long-term benefits. Advanced instruments yield better long-term oral health, and easy detection, proactive treatment prevents severe issues. So we're finding things faster, we're able to be less invasive in the treatment, and it produces a better outcome. Positive patient experiences are the cornerstone of success in the digital age. And so social media reviews can be impacted, right? A positive patient experience can lead to a glowing review, and that's going to get you more patients because they're going to see that. Patients look for reviews before they come in to your practice now. It weighs very heavy on what practices they decide to join. Happy patients often become your best advocates. So when patients have a positive experience at your practice, they're more inclined to refer a friend, family members, and or colleagues. Word of mouth referrals are very, very powerful because the people that are referred already have a sense of trust. And then your community outreach, a dental practice with a reputation for positive patient experience is well positioned to engage with the community effectively. And so if you're going to a community event, and let's say you have a table that you're educating on oral health care, they may have already heard about you because you have such a positive reputation within the culture or within your neighborhood. So before we move into our next topic, I want to just pause for a minute and give you a chance to put any questions that you have about strategic communication into the chat. And we're going to do a short Q&A at the end of the program. So take a minute, take about 30 seconds, put them into the chat, and then we're going to dive into business case development. We go to great lengths to replace many of our instruments regularly. Think about a worn out dental drill. It's not going to cut as efficiently and leading to prolonged and less precise procedures. I've held every position in the dental practice except the dentist. And while I was living in Singapore, I couldn't practice as a hygienist. So I was working as an assistant for a left-handed dentist. Boy, did that raise my skill level as an assistant. And I remember setting up the burr blocks for when he was doing a crown prep, and he would have multiple of the same burrs, and he would change them out quite regularly during the crown prep because he wanted to be really sharp and very efficient. And so we would have 3 or 4 of the same drill that he would use through that procedure. A worn out dental probe. If it has a sharp tip, it can inadvertently cause damage to the soft tissue or create discomfort for the patient. The last thing we want, right? A worn dental mirror, it might have diminished reflectivity, and it makes it harder to visualize and diagnose dental conditions accurately. So all of these things we think about replacing on a regular basis. And so compromised ergonomics also can contribute to musculoskeletal issues, hand fatigue, wrist strain, back pain for the clinician. So just as we assess our clinical instruments on a regular basis, we should also be exploring new technology available for our patients. When I was in dental hygiene school, and I know what you're thinking, I haven't changed a bit. My most difficult class was instrument sharpening, and it showed up in my clinical skills as burnish calculus, of course. I knew I had to improve my sharpening skills in order to improve my clinical skills. So I developed a strategic plan. I worked with a faculty member, mentor, and she helped me enhance my skills, and it worked. When I graduated, I received an award for excellence in clinical skills. I was at the bottom of my class until I took a strategic plan to move forward. And this is the actual plaque. It's so old that you couldn't even read the words on it because I graduated so long ago. But it was an Excellence in Dental Hygiene Instrumentation Award. No more burnish calculus for me, which led me into my first job in a perio office. Hardest thing I ever did. Hardest thing I ever did, but also the best thing I ever did. Here's why. Our office had 3 dental hygienists, and 2 were very seasoned. They were mid-career, and myself. And I had a great opportunity for mentorship, and we would perform periodontal therapy on our patients. And then back in those days, it was pretty sure, you were pretty sure that there was going to be surgery following the SRP. And so when they did the flap surgery, we had to assist on the patient that we had done the SRP on. Talk about humbling. When they flapped back the tissue, you could see all the calculus that you missed. The other cool thing was you could really learn the root anatomy. And so that's why I said it was the best thing I ever did, but the worst thing I ever did, because it was very, very humbling, but it carried my skill set forward throughout the rest of my career. We all need a little bit of coaching now and then to enhance our knowledge and skill, and having a strategic plan in place will take us to the next level, like it took me to the next level with my clinical skills. Creating a proposal strategy is going to get you closer to a yes for purchasing new products. So there are 6 strategies that we've got to consider. Number 1, we want to review the product, right? Gather the relevant information. Ask those questions like we reviewed in the beginning of the course. Present a compelling case, and we're going to walk through this step by step. I'm just giving you the 30,000-foot view. Demonstrate cost effectiveness. Then 4, 5, and 6 are identify the cost reduction areas. Explore where are you going to get the money from to pay for these new instruments. you are probably not using something, or you're probably ordering something that you are no longer using. And so look at your overall content of supplies, and I bet you can come up with things that you can stop ordering or eliminate ordering or don't order because you're not using it anymore. And that will help you find money for the new instruments that you want to apply. Number 5, department alliance, right? Collaborate and form alliances. Present a united front. So everybody has to be on the same page, in other words, leveraging and combining the influence and the expertise of your department. And then the last one I love, if you're able to do this, have a pilot or a trial period, right? Propose a pilot program to evaluate the instruments or the product's effectiveness and assess its value. And quite often companies will do this. Like, let's say it's an ultrasonic instrument and you want to try the new technology. A lot of times they'll give you a loaner and allow you to use the instrument to try it, to learn how it works. And most likely, once you do that, you're going to see the difference in the technology and you probably will purchase the instrument. So it's brilliant on the company's part. But if you have an opportunity to be able to do that, it's really helpful in making your case even stronger. So customize your approach to align with your specific circumstances and the practice owners, right? We have to remember when we're asking for something, it has to be beneficial for the clinician as well as the practice. So last category we're going to dive into is templates, or our templates, I should say, because there's a couple. So we'll talk about how to develop an effective template that's going to serve as a guide for any type of proposal. And again, if you have any questions at this point, type them into the chat, and then we'll take them at the end of the program. Templates are a great way to standardize both written and verbal communications. They really help develop a solid case presentation for positive changes in our practice. They also save time and effort by providing a framework that can be easily customized for other unique cases or situations. And so we want to focus on tailoring the content while maintaining a consistent structure. Once you have that structure in place, you just plug other information into it, and it results in a very polished professional presentation. So using a template is going to ensure that you have consistent format, you cover all the key elements, you have all the proposed solutions included, potential benefits, and an action plan. You always want to have an action plan so that you can follow up as soon as the proposal is delivered. A standard case presentation template like this streamlines the process. And I'm going to give you a template for you to use that will look very similar to this. So in other words, it helps you hit the bullseye every single time. Templates can also include essential elements like the current situation or the current challenge in the office, proposed solutions or challenges, and potential benefits and outcomes of the instrument or technology. So a strategic proposal includes 8 different elements. It has a header, an introduction, instrument details, the importance of the benefits, supporting evidence, financial considerations, a closing, and a call to action. And that's all going to fit onto one page. So you're not writing a novel here. So let's look at each section first, starting with the header. The header is going to include just your basic information that you want to customize. So your name, your position, your practice, anybody else that is in the department working on this proposal with you, and your subject. Subject is super important. You want it to be concise, but you want it to be very easy for the recipients to know and understand what the request is for. So let's say requests for new instruments or products, just as a general, as we're looking at these templates. Second is the introduction. And the introduction presents the intent. It's very brief and it's very specific in detail. So this is an example of an introduction. The dental hygiene department is formally requesting the acquisition of new products for our dental practice. As dental professionals committed to providing exceptional oral healthcare services, I strongly believe the addition of these instruments will significantly enhance our ability to deliver the highest standard of care to our valued patients. To provide you with a clear understanding of our request and the potential benefits of these instruments and products, I prepared a detailed proposal outlining the specifics, their purpose, and the advantages they offer. The proposal includes the following information. This example will get you started, but I really encourage you to take time writing this. It will benefit you in the long run because this is really the first thing that's going to lead you into getting your yes. So take your time developing this and making it very specific. The body of the proposal is going to have 4 parts. So we have product details, importance of the benefits, supporting evidence, and financial considerations. So instrument details, what are you requesting? And you want to be as specific about the instrument and give as much information as you can, knowing what you know. The importance of the benefits. These instruments will reduce patient chair time. They will reduce tissue trauma and discomfort. They will increase patient healing. They will improve clinician ergonomics, increase practice productivity. All of those things that we talked about earlier are now rolling or bundling into the proposal. Supporting evidence, reveal the science that supports your business case, right? Make sure that you've got accurate science and accurate studies to support the instrumentation or the technology that you're requesting. And then finally, one of the financial considerations, the short-term and the long-term cost savings. Where is the money going to come from? Remember, maybe we can take from this department or take from the supply that we're not using and use it to buy the new technology. Your closing and your call to action summarize the proposal and provide a very clear next step. So to ensure success, schedule a timely, open, two-way conversation between the practice investors and the hygiene department to talk about the new instrument technology after the proposal is delivered. And this dialogue is going to set the stage for the informed decision makers and effective implementation and provide feedback. You'll receive valuable input and feedback. Decision makers are going to give you information that you can use in your next conversation. And so I won't read this one because you will have an example of this to read through, but it's going to stack the deck in your favor and again, get you closer to getting the yes. I've created a handout for you that includes the proposal template on the last page, and it'll be delivered right to your inbox. So what you want to do is type the word team, TEAM, to 66866. Follow the prompts. You'll get a message and say, please reply with your name and your email. And then the template, along with a lot of other really beneficial goodies for your practice, are in the email that you will receive. So again, it's team to 66866. Negotiating or updating your employment contract as dental professionals is a really critical step to ensuring that you're not only fairly compensated but for your skills and expertise, but also that you have the tools necessary to provide really high quality care. And so I want to give you a couple other thoughts about including new products and instruments as part of your compensation. It can be really valuable addition to your contract negotiations. And a lot of people don't think about it. So here's an expanded perspective on how to approach this. Highlight the importance of modern products, right? Start by emphasizing the significance of having the latest products and technology to offer to your patients. Newer products often come with improved technology and ergonomic designs that's going to enhance your efficiency and the patient comfort. Explain how these instruments can positively impact the overall quality and care and contribute to patient satisfaction, which is really big when it comes to them referring people to you as well as social media reviews. Know the research and justify before entering the negotiations. Conduct really thorough research on the latest dental hygiene instruments or the newest technologies for x-rays or using AI, whatever it is in the market. And I really identify specific instruments that would be most beneficial for the practice as well as yourself. Quantify the value. When you're presenting your request, quantify the value of the instruments you're proposing to include in your compensation. So this could include potential reduction in procedural time, improved patient experience, enhanced diagnostic capabilities. But by demonstrating the direct impact on the practice's bottom line, you can make a much stronger case for the inclusion of these instruments in your compensation package. Right. And so you're bundling things together because it may not always be a discussion of money. You could have other things that can contribute to the success of you and your practice. Build a really tailored compensation package. And so negotiations don't have to always revolve, oh, I jumped ahead of myself here, around monetary compensation, right? If the practice is unable to provide you a higher salary, propose a flexible compensation structure that includes new instruments as part of your overall package. Also, emphasize the long-term benefits of having requested instruments. Explain how these tools can really enhance patient care and boost the practice competitiveness for years. Highlight that the investment isn't just for you, but also to benefit the growth and the success of the entire practice and the entire team. Another aspect that you could include in your requests are continuing education and training. Along with requesting new instruments, express your commitment to staying up to date with the latest technologies and the advancements in dental hygiene or dental assisting or different procedures, and demonstrate that in turn demonstrates your dedication to continuous learning. And it reinforces your value as an employee, right? It creates a commitment to the practice. You're invested in the practice and you're asking to continue with professional development so that you can continue to provide high quality care to the patient. You want to approach the negotiations with professionalism, preparation, and collaboration mindset to secure a contract that meets both your needs and those of the practice. Creating a proposal is a lot like cooking. You take all these ingredients and you blend them together and they create a delicious dish. And I must have been really hungry when I created this side because they're all desserts and sweets. So the ingredients are the specific steps or the formula of the proposal, like we talked about. The spices are the way we customize the proposal for the flavor. And the result is a strategic, comprehensive proposal for optimal results. This concludes the CE portion of our program, and a huge thank you to Willow for supporting this session and help making it possible. If you're curious about how Willow can simplify oral care for your patients, your children, and special needs patients, scan the QR code and you'll be able to get more information, schedule a demo, or explore how Willow is transforming brushing for a stress-free, effective experience for families and providers alike. So pull out your phones and scan the Willow QR code. And then this is the, whoops, I'm sorry. This is the CE code. So scan this code and it will take you to the survey. And your survey results, the deadline for getting your CE education certificate is June 17th. So you want to be sure to fill this out before June 17th. On June 18th, I will send out an email for all of the people that have completed the survey to provide your CE certificate of attendance. Okay, so 2 codes you just had to scan. One was for Willow. This one is for the CE. It's an AGD CE. And then we're going to open it up with a round of questions, and this will be hosted by Willow. So I want to thank you for attending the CE presentation. Let's answer some questions and we'll finish up.